Vitalik Buterin just announced development of his Metaverse. Hello there, welcome back to your favorite crypto channel, where we are dedicated to discussing everything regarding crypto. Now, did you know that the founder of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, is now on his way to developing his Metaverse? He also announced a lot of innovative ideas he would implement in it. He aims to make a democratic city in it with zero financial discrimination. Sounds like a dream come true. Just hang on, we will discuss it further in detail right in this video. But before we start, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for this channel. Now, without any further delay, let's jump into our topic. Vitalik Buterin is a Russian-Canadian developer and programmer. He is mostly known as one of the co-founders of Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin is also an author, and he has been involved in the crypto markets since 2011. He has also co-founded Bitcoin magazine. At an early age, Buterin figured that he was able to code a brand new and better version of the Bitcoin blockchain. To explore the idea, he interlinked Bitcoin with a calculator and a blockchain protocol. Later on, Buterin joined the team Ethereum and co-founded it. It is a blockchain that supports a wide range of functions such as app development or programming with crypto coins like Ether. On May 10th, Buterin had a net worth of $16.3 billion. Recently, he wrote an article regarding the future of the Metaverse and how the cities and its people would look like, the possible ways of living with a unique touch in it, in case the real world gets merged with the digital universe. Vitalik Buterin personally referred to this as Meat Space. He calls his project Crypto Cities, which would be completely new cities with a brand new fresh look formed from scratch. There is also another idea that these new cities might get merged with the previously existing cities. For instance, there is Miami Coin for Miami City, and so is for Reno in Nevada. Not only that, but the mayor of Reno came up with an idea to set up a sculpture right in the middle of the city within a non-fungible token. He also named it Space Whale. According to him, it would be a symbol for the approval of crypto and use for the betterment of the city. Likewise, there are numerous ideas to create these imaginary new cities corresponding their crypto coin with NFTs and decentralized autonomous organizations as well. If we can use the blockchain network in the real world also, everything would become much faster, transparent, and dependable. Vitalik Buterin also thinks that if it would be possible to create a link between divisible tokens and fungible tokens perfectly, it would help the residents of the city to become emotionally connected with their city. They just need to hold on to some city tokens, and it is so designed that the city would get incentives for the development of their cities. That way, the better the city would be, the more the value of the token will be. In consequence, it would generate assets for those holders of the tokens. In short, the idea is interesting and brilliant. But that's not all yet. Buterin pointed out a lot of things to put under the considerations to make it true, such as, according to him, this new city ought to follow some new infrastructure for revenue to support its economy, instead of making a copycat of some existing revenue sources. Also, citizens should receive some incentives for holding their tokens as well, instead of any hedge funds. He also suggested a possible way to do this. His idea is to give the residents the car parking facilities free of cost, but this facility will be limited only for those who hold a particular amount of tokens. It would help for a true value for the residents also. In the real world, there is a high peer pressure on everyone to build assets and property, such as buying real estate or cars, etc. As per Vitalik Buterin, the scenario should be the same in the newly designed cities within the Metaverse. He also expects to design the model of the economy in the Metaverse, cited to be egalitarian. It is pretty much a fair economic model, unlike the capitalistic model of the real world. Buterin's idea is not to prefer the rich over the poor in his Metaverse. He wants equal facilities irrespective of what financial status one belongs to. He also proposed an idea to implement this. The system will issue a universal basic income to every individual living in the city right in the beginning. To do this, Vitalik also bought some Ethereum tokens and declared that he would create a city based on the Ethereum blockchain. The declaration gives off an important hint regarding the Metaverse that the new city would be in Wyoming. Not only that, they already got a piece of land in Wyoming. It will get established out of scratch, unlike Miami or Reno, which got developed from the existing infrastructure. Vitalik called it a radical experiment, but he is strictly looking forward to its success. The next step for the city now is to unleash Parcel Zero onto the Ethereum blockchain. It is going to be the first ever land ready for sale. The ownership of it will be available to the DAO itself. On the other hand, everything that will happen to the land will be directly connected to the blockchain. Wyoming enacted new legislation in 2021, which approved the ownership of decentralized property. But what does it mean? It gives the community that creates the DAO an equal legal profile to any legal entity or an individual. It implies that now, the community has the power to vote on the Ethereum blockchain, which will enable the community to do innovative stuff in the future. But you might wonder, what type of innovative stuff can a community do in the city? As Vitalik Buterin himself stated about it, you can always do something innovative with the advertisements. Like you can always decide the cost of an advertisement by polling system. An advertisement of poor quality or cringe lines won't attract people's attention. Then the citizens of the city can then vote it down. That way the cost of that advertisement would become expensive for the advertiser. On the contrary, if an advertisement turns out so good that people like it, they will have the option to vote it up. If plenty of people vote positively, the cost of advertisement would become low. So it is pretty clear that the system is designed to support creativity and authenticity over any pretentious gimmick. So it is good. Also, one thing we have to consider is that the citizens of the city consistently have to evaluate all the advertisements which would be stuck to the walls or billboards here and there. But why would people agree to do that? Because they would do this for the betterment of their city, which in turn will increase the value of token of their city. If the token value rises, it will generate more assets for the token holders. It would also be interesting to see if someday Elon Musk agrees to merge Starbase with this blockchain protocol. Shortly, Musk also got some plans of creating new cities and converting them into some type of business hubs. The employees of SpaceX are supposed to live there. Tourists will be allowed as well. Elon Musk is a visionary man whose ideas always remain a step ahead of the current trend. So it would be nothing strange if one day he decides to transform Starbase into a crypto city. What is the coolest fact in these cities? With the help of such technology, none but citizens of the city got all the control in their hands over everything that happens and the way that happens. It is crazy to think if the people of the future would look back at our current situation, they would be taken aback seeing how our society runs today. Keeping this idea in mind, Vitalik revealed his plans to implement some serious ideologies, like there would be a democratic system for voting in each country. But it is much difficult to implement the idea in the blockchain. One problem is the necessity and the control of a gigantic volume. Another issue is, to maintain such a polling system, there must be bulletproof security and privacy. Vitalik mentioned if humanity is ever to move to electronic voting at all, the local government seems like the perfect place to start. Naturally, it is always smarter to approach the lower levels at first and check out all the faults and fix them. It will increase the lucidity and reliability of the idea. Once it achieves a level of perfection, then it can be implemented on the higher spectrum. But there might be a subtle problem associated with this idea. If a handful of governments recognize the capability of blockchain technology and give them approval for the digital polling system, other countries will also be forced to do so, because everyone will understand that digital voting is the most reliable and fair format ever. If any government refuses to approve it, people will become skeptical about their governmental activities. Also, there are just new ideas that need plenty of time to be implemented. It has potential, and Vitalik Buterin himself is quite optimistic about this. So, are you excited about the Metaverse? What do you think about the ideas we discussed in this video? Let us know in the comment section, and leave us a like if you found this video useful. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet to watch more fantastic episodes like this one. That's all for today. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.